Okay, so I will tell you guys what happened to me. As I'm holding with my arm gets very tired, so bear with me. So welcome to this vlog, and I will give you a detailed description of like what happened, why I was in the ICU, and why everything happened. So when I bought the other house that I was doing Airbnb, I was doing, as I'm saying, was because I sold that house recently in June of 2025, because it was getting too much for me, and I was like, I cannot take um, so much like stress with like a full-time job with a little baby. It was getting too much, so I was like, okay, I will sell that house because it was a lot of work. Airbnb and short-term rental is really a good business if you can just keep up with it. But when I was working the other job and I was working from home, or um, I didn't have a baby, and Arnik was going to school, it was really a bit easier for me to take care of it. But when I'm like now full-time working, I'm not at home at all. This is like a full-time office job, and I have a baby, and Alex is working full-time. We cannot keep up with it because we are not getting a very reliable cleaner around the area who we can really trust to clean the apartment or the house. So that what was happening, and I was like, okay, I took the decision like, let's sell it because we cannot keep up with it. The stress was too much. That was it. So when we had that house in 2023, what happened was I was going there and I fell down in the snow and I broke my rotator cuff. And when I broke my rotator cuff, I had to go to the doctor and I had to tell them that, can you just give me, like, do an MRI? Because here, doctors, I have learned the thing that here the doctors really do not care what you are going through unless you advocate yourself. Like, you have to tell them that you need this. So that's what happened. So I went there and I told them I need this MRI because my hand is killing me. And they were like, no, you don't need that. And I was like, nope, I cannot tolerate this. You have to do an MRI. So guess what? When I did the MRI, they found out that I have a nodule in my thyroid gland, like outside my thyroid gland. My thyroid hormones and everything are fine, but there is a nodule. And they were like, oh, it's not a big deal. I'm like, okay. So I had to um, go to another doctor because in my head I'm like, they don't care. They will say like, okay, this is nothing. So I went to another doctor and they said like, you have to do biopsy. Um, so this is not tumor. This is a nodule, which is, I guess, a little different than tumor. And they said after my first biopsy was done, it was a biopsy. They poked me like 5 times, and the report came back. It was like they cannot say either it's benign or it's malignant, so they couldn't say anything. So I asked the doctor if it's good or not, and they said like thyroid nodules are very slow to grow, so it is not growing at the same rate as other nodules will grow in your body, and some people never get to know that they have thyroid nodules. And in my head I was like, that's not really very helpful. So I went to a cancer institute in here. I don't want to take the name of any institutes I went to. So I went there, and the doctor said like, okay, just do a core needle biopsy So they do like, they go inside deep enough and they take the tissue of that nodule from inside and they see if it's benign or if it's malignant. I said, okay. I made an appointment when I was there in India in 2023. When I came back from Kolkata, I went to this institute and I did the biopsy. It was painful, and I did the biopsy on like Thursday, and on Saturday I was sitting after having breakfast. Did I have breakfast? I don't remember if I had breakfast. I was sitting down, Arnik was there, and I sneezed. I still had my band-aid on. I sneezed, and slowly I started, like, it started like getting like bloated. It swelled, and I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. Like, I was breathing, but my breathing was getting shallow. I told Alex to call 911. He called 911 and told them I had this. And the ambulance came and I was admitted to they took me to the ER. And the ER, they so in the ER, they told Alex that, and my mother-in-law was there, Alex was there, and they told that I was bleeding, and if it would have been like a little bit late, it would have been really dangerous and life-threatening. So it's a good thing that he called the ambulance and brought me to the hospital. The funny thing is, when they were doing all these tests, they asked me if I'm pregnant because they had to do x-ray and CT scan with a dye. So I said, no, I'm not pregnant at all. And because I just came back from India, and like, it was like, this happened within like 2 weeks of coming back from India, and they gave me something like fentanyl. They gave me something, and I was very drowsy because they were like intubating me as an intubation. They were putting that pipe inside my mouth, and I could hear that, oh, I am pregnant, so they had to take care of me like I am being pregnant. So and then they intubated me. I could only like remember that they were taking me to the CT scan room and they were saying like, oh, she's pregnant. Oh, I don't know if we can put a dye in her or something. And then I don't remember anything. I just remembered when my eyes opened, maybe after like, I don't know, 24 hours, maybe after a day or two. And I was in the ICU, and they put a lot of drugs in me. Most of them were, I don't remember, fentanyl, opioids, I guess. So I had drugs in my system, and I was pregnant, and I was intubated. It was like a traumatizing situation. So I learned my lesson is like, as a human being, you really do not know if you're alive in one moment and if you're dead at the second. So that was traumatizing not only for me, it was very traumatizing for Arnik. Arnik went through a whole situation of him having like bodily functions, so it was really, really hard for him to cope up with that. So yeah, so that's one of the biggest update. Besides, like, I sold the property. That was like afterwards, because after all this and all the stress and after everything, I could not handle, after like, that was in 2023 and 2024. I was like, after having the baby, I was like, it's not worth it to have so much stress. So we sold it. But then I got to know I was pregnant with my little baby daughter in the ICU. and that was like an eye-opening experience. So, and this all happened because the doctor who did this, I don't know, did not do it right or did something wrong that this happened to me. I wanted to sue the institution or the hospital, but the lawyer literally, it was the conclusion that I cannot sue a hospital unless there is like a permanent damage to me. So I had to be like paralyzed or I had to be dead to sue them. I was like, wow, it doesn't even make sense. So at this moment, I'm still having this treatment there at the same hospital because this is Buffalo and you really don't have much to go. I do not trust the doctors, unfortunately, because besides this, I have a few more situations during Arnik's birth and everything that I literally do not trust doctors, unfortunately. I don't know if they have the best interest of me or it's just money at this point. But I'm going to the same institution I had gone before where I had this stuff happening. So I'm keeping my finger crossed, and I am not scheduled for surgery yet, but they said like they will be scheduling me for surgery at the end of the year. I will keep you guys updated when that happens. So they said like they're gonna take the nodule out and half of the thyroid gland out and leave the other half in there. And yeah, so this is one of the updates. And the next update is my mom is living with me and she's taking care of my baby daughter. I hope my dad can come here. Yeah, this was a big update, and after that I wanted to keep on doing YouTube, but after this I could not because it was like really, really traumatizing of what happened and what Arnik was going through for like after like I went through that in December and he had like his episode still like 7 months because everything happened in front of his eyes. So yeah, now he's okay. I am okay. We are okay, and I'm just keeping finger crossed that everything goes well with my surgery. And then I had my daughter. I had her through C-section because when I had Arnik, I had him like vaginally, but it was another traumatizing situation where I knew that I cannot trust any doctors in here. And I made the mistake again of trusting doctors, and it almost made me lose my life. So at this point, I do not know who to trust and who not to, the doctors. So yeah, this is where I stand. I'm sorry it has been like almost 11 minutes of a video updating, but I thought like I will tell you why I have not been doing YouTube for so long, because I love doing YouTube. I have like a few subscribers, like 200 something subscribers, and I hope they like my video, and I think they want to know what's going on or what happens to me. So yeah, this happened to me, and I hope you guys like and subscribe to support me so I get some encouragement to do more YouTube videos, because I love doing it. And hope you have a good day. Bye.